Woohoo! Welcome back to the second hour of LoveBabz, Love Talk. I'm Babz Rawls-Ivy. It is Thursday. It looks beautiful. I can't wait to get out into it. It looks beautiful outside. I see the sun streaming through because I'm in front of the window. I have a long day today. I've got a bunch of meetings. Love to meet. It's I got to do that. I start off with a meeting with my good friend, Dr. Dekel Muhammad. So when I get off here, I'm going to run downtown, meet her at Atticus. That'd be nice. Get a cup of coffee and something. And then 1 o'clock, I have a meeting. And then I think I have a meeting at 1 o'clock. And then, and then a 3 o'clock meeting. And then a 4 o'clock time with my LSAT coach. And then I want to go downtown to Temple Square to hear people that I enjoy playing music. Paul Brian Hudson, John Moore, and someone else. He just played at the Concat graduation. I can't think of his name because now it just escapes me, drives me nuts. And that's just because I'm aging, I think. Maybe I can't say it's aging. I just can't remember the name. But anyway, so they're going to be down there in Temple Square, and it's a great day for that. So I want to go down there and do a little bit of that. Then I'll come on home. That'll be the end of my day. But I don't want to miss them, and I know it's going to be a pain in the ass to park somewhere. Ugh, that's the only thing about trying to get downtown to stuff. That it's just a pain to park, and I'm not complaining, like, because I think that's a mark of a booming downtown. You know, everybody wants to be downtown, so yes, it should be a little challenging to park. So we'll see how the end of my day goes. I might not make it because I might just leave something off and be like, oh, can't possibly do. So we'll see how that goes. I'll just figure it out, keep it moving. And I need to go pick up some prescriptions because they've been sitting in the pharmacies. I got to go do that. But you know what I mean? Like, it's one of these Thursdays is like my day, my easy day. Like Wednesdays is really my Friday. So Thursday and Friday are really the days that I can go around and schedule stuff and do stuff, and without having to worry about getting other things done. So that is that's the life I lead, you sucker MCs. That's what I'm doing today. So I got to pack up my computer because I got to take it with me today, and which is fine because now when I come back, I'm gonna set my my desktop back up so I could work from there because I really need to put it back up on this desk. So maybe that's what I'll do. I mean, I need to be a little bit more directed about how I'm gonna spend my time in these next few days because it's a long weekend, and I don't, I'll get into a whole mood about chilling, and then I won't do nothing but chill. So I have to be purposeful about this 4th of July. So that's where my head is. That is where my head is, and see what's going on because I really want to spend some time working on stuff. And I think I might have to pop by Home Depot because I want one of these grout pens. I didn't even know these existed. I saw it on one of these little home shows, or maybe I was scrolling through because I follow a bunch of home decor DIY people on the gram, and so I saw a little thing about using the grout pen to get rid of the stubborn grout stuff that you can't bleach out. I was like, that's a real thing. And it was like, yeah. So I'm gonna run to one of the little places and see if I can find one. You know, see if I can find one. So maybe I'll take a run out to Lowe's. Like, if I have grout pins, you know, and see what happens. Cause I like to work on that, and then pick a paint color for my daggone bathroom. Do that. So and then pick out I think I have I think I have a paint color for my kitchen. It's just so many things that I want to do, and I have the time to do it. So that's what I want to do, and see who I can have on the show next week after the holiday. It's challenging to schedule up for the holidays. Not because I can't find people, but because people's schedules are such, so it's just easier to wait till after the holiday, and so that's what I'm gonna do. So yeah, I'll do that, and we'll have some guests next week. Hopefully, I can schedule up some folks for this hour, for the 10:15 hour. Have some good conversations. There's a lot going on. You know, uh, now that the Arts and Ideas Festival, the International Festival of Arts and Ideas, is over, Schubert Theater launched their season. Long Wharf Theater launched their season. There's a couple of things that I'm quite excited about. I'm looking forward to the Joan Didion piece that's going to happen for Long Wharf Theater, and the way that they're going to do it is in small venues, and the year of magical thinking. I gifted that book to a friend who we're no longer friends, but I still care deeply about them. So I gifted her this book, and I've not read it, so maybe I could squeeze it in between waiting for this show to come, and you know this fall. So fall into spring, so that might give me enough time to it might give me time to read it. I don't think it's a long book, so I think I could tackle it in between all the heavy lifting. I am reading Salvation by Bell Hooks. I just started it because I finally finished The Yellow House by Sarah M. Broom, which was so beautifully written. It took me a whole year, 2 years to read this damn book. I started reading it last summer, right? Ugh. It was recommended. I'm glad I read it because it's such a beautifully written book. It reads like a novel. So I finally finished it, and then I'm tackling Bell Hooks' Salvation, notes on love and stuff like that. Because I just need to replenish my love well. I just need to replenish it, you know, um, so that I just stay fortified. Because dealing with people, I'm so glad I have my core group of friends who I just don't got to worry about other people and their flakiness. I got a good core group of friends who just, you know, it just insulates me from all the other mess out there in the world. And I like that. I'm sorry for folks who don't have a good core group of friends. You know, I really am. So, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. Um, I'm just happy that you go right into the summer and all the summer stuff. I wish there was, jazz concerts on the green for like August or something. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that. People could really gather and hang out or whatever. I'd like that, but I don't think that's happening. Uh, so I can, and Brian Slater and I think about bringing back Jazzware all the time. There's a time, you know. Um, who has the time? It was good while we did it. Yeah, 2 seasons of it was great. So we'll see. We'll see if we can figure that out again. Because I love doing it. The concept was great. Just putting jazz artists in unconventional places and inviting people to come and hear it. It was a great use of space and time. Um, places that you wouldn't normally think you could hear music, live music. Uh, so yeah, so I don't know if we'll get back to that, but I'd like to. Yeah. Oh, I was watching the news last night. Lowell Weicker died. He was like 92. I didn't even know he was still alive. Is that a terrible thing to say? I didn't. I guess because he's been out of the public eye. So, when somebody's out of the public eye and they've been around a long time, you just think they've passed and you missed it. But he just passed, and he was our governor, and it was interesting. He was an interesting cat. He was a very interesting cat. And I do recall him. I do recall him. I do recall him. You know, 92. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. So, uh, yeah, he lived a long life and he had a very interesting, dynamic political career. So, by Governor Weicker. Uh, yeah, so, uh, interesting guy. And I'm sure tributes will pour in, and I'm sure there'll be some kind of memorials. Of course, there'll be some kind of memorial service, and the state will take pause and remember and all this other kind of stuff. Because the news did a little piece, ran a little montage of his career and some of his high points and low points and defining moments. Uh, you know, so yeah, I mean yep, interesting. Yeah, yes, 92 is a long time. I don't know. I'm not even gonna wish it. I'm just saying I'm on a day-by-day mission. That's what I'm on. I'm on a day-by-day mission. So, peaceful, peaceful. Peace is my mission. I'm trying to be peaceful in all manner of things, you know. And I met Liam Brennan the other day at Possible Futures. I hadn't met him. He was nice to talk to, interesting guy. He's got a lot of energy, so we'll see. Do his hat in the ring. But let me say something to folks who are running for office, because I just politics is not a spectator sport, and neither is life. Neither one of these things are spectator sports. You have to be in it to win it. And what I'll say is, when people come and want to talk to me about politics or particular politicians, and they got a beef with them, and I always say to people, and it doesn't matter who it is, I'll say this too. If you got beef with Gary Winfield, and no one has beef with you, Gary, but if you have beef with, or you don't like what he is doing, you know what you can do? You can mount a campaign and run. That's the only, or you got one or two options. Go and get an audience with him and have a conversation about whatever it is you feel some way about. I would invite you to do that. He's amenable to that. Two, if you just don't want to talk to him, you just think you could do a better job, then get your people together and make a run for it. That's it. There's no other. I don't know what people want. And I say that about anybody. I'll say about Gary. I'll say about Robin. I'll say about Tony. If you're feeling like you want to run against them, run against them. I'm for the democratic process. It doesn't mean I dislike them. I love them. But I'm gonna tell you, you think it's easy, you think it looks easy, you think it's like a walk in the park. It's not. It's late nights and commitment of time. It's all those things. And yeah, there might be some things you don't like, but there's some things that you don't like in your own damn family. It's just gonna be stuff you don't like, you know. So that's my message. I'm gonna say that to anybody and everybody. Now, my politician friends might not like me saying that. I don't know. I have no idea. But I'm gonna tell you something. if you come to me, you sit on my porch and you whine about the political system or politicians, I'm gonna give you two answers. Go and get an audience with them, whoever you have just want to talk to. Get on their calendar and have an audience with them, or email or call them, or whatever it is you think you got a gripe about. Or if that's not your thing and you want to run, mount a campaign and run. That's it. I'm not fooling around with people in these damn conversations about what somebody's not doing. They feel some kind of way and I don't like, and I don't care. I don't care. I do not care. Because this is what I know. I vote, and been voting since I was 18 years old. I'm gonna continue to vote. I love politics and I like politicians. I like them. I like them because I know it's hard work to do this work. It's hard work to talk to your neighbors and legislate on their behalf and deal across the aisle with other people who are doing the exact same things for their constituents. So people can be, I don't care. My politician friends, I love y'all. If you mad at me because I said somebody ought to run against you, then you toughen up, because that's the democratic process in this country. If people don't like who is in office, they have the right to run. So that's all I'm saying. I tell people, and I tell this, I'm not secret about this. I tell people all the time, listen, if you don't like what your legislative leadership is doing, if you have a conversation with them and you walk away still dissatisfied and you feel like you want to take a stab at it, take a stab at it. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. Take your shot. Now, that doesn't mean you're going to win a damn thing, but it means that you get up off your butt, you shut up, and you mount a campaign with your ideas and your opinions and the things that you think you want to accomplish, and see if anybody buys into that. That's the other part of it. People got to buy into it. That's all I'm going to say. That's it. So my political friends know that's how I feel, because I don't think we should just rest on our laurels. I think people ought to be running for offices all the time. I think people should, particularly if they feel passionate about a thing or two, and whoever has got the message that the people want to hear, that's the person that people are going to vote for. So if your message is tight, then your message is tight. But you don't get to sort of, just because you think you're doing a good job doesn't mean you get to stay in that seat. No, you've got to earn that seat just like anybody else has got to earn that seat. Fortunate for us, we've got folks in seats that do a damn good job, who do a good job, that do a good job and deliver for Connecticut, at the congressional level, at the state level, and well, the local level. The local level leaves a lot to be desired. And that's where all your politics, that's where everything that affects you is at the local level, But that's how I wrap my brain around. I don't get mad when people are running against people that I like. It just means the people that I like gotta really step up their game, work harder, and tell the people, string a banner of all their accomplishments, because we forget the accomplishments of the people who represent us. We forget because we go on to the next thing. But when you see somebody's totality of all that they've done on your behalf, you're like, whoa, okay, that's huge, that's big, and that's the truth. So I just wanted to put that out there so people do not mistake when I say about other people. Well, run against them. Run against Gary. Run against Robin. Run against Tony. Run against Chris Murphy. Run against Rosa DeLauro. Run. If that's where you feel like your passion lies, if you think you could make a better difference, then mount a campaign. Get you some people together, because that's what it is. You get you some people together and you strategize and you run a campaign. That's it. That's it. Because let me tell you something. Even if these folks keep their seats and they run nobody contests them or whatever, nobody is running against them, they still got to mount a campaign. They still got to do all the work as if they got an opponent. So you might as well throw your hat in the ring. I'm just saying, Don't, I hear this stuff, oh, the party will get mad at me. What party? What party? If you think you could do it, you've got to be in the business. Politics is the business of convincing. Love is not. Political parties is. So if you feel like this is what you want to do, can't nobody stop you. You know what I mean? Put your hat in the ring. I have no interest in running for office. Not near one bit of interest. None. Zero. Nada. Been there, done that. I have no interest. None. And I have no interest in mounting campaigns for somebody. Except for Karen DeBose Walton, because I love her and I wanted her to be our mayor, but didn't pan out like that. But whatever she throws her hat in for, I'm with it. And that goes for a couple of other people too. And people are quick to be like, oh, they got fever for people who are sitting in office, and they forget what it requires and what has been done and who they got to work with. They forget. People forget that stuff. They forget, and they think, and it's fine. It's fine if you forget. That's why sitting folks have to remind people, this is what I've done since I've been here. This is what I've done since I've been here. These are the things that I've worked on. These are the things that I got through. These are the things that I care about, that you said you cared about. These are the things that you brought to my door and said, okay, I need you to work on this because this is important. Yeah. So I'm just putting that out there because I want people to be clear about my position. Because people think that I'm against people. I'm not. There's nobody I'm against except, well, sitting there. But I don't even know if I'm really against him. I just don't like him as mayor. But then again, he mounted a campaign. He had a vision and he executed it. Whether I like it or not, he's the mayor. So it's really not about a like. Other people are coming forth, throwing their hat in the ring. I like when people do that. And I know all the intimacies of politics and all that stuff gets people nervous because it's like, well, too many candidates running. It splits the vote. It breaks the party. It does all these things. I get it. But I still like to see people running for office. I don't care. Even if I don't like the person. Now, I don't want to see Donald Trump run for office, but I'm not a Republican, and that's on them. And I don't want to tell them he's a loser. I was like, listen, he's feeling like a lot of white men in America. Mediocre, I want to be whatever, and then go do it. So what? I don't know what else to say about that. So I just wanted to put that out there. I want people to be clear that the people I have good friends who are elected to office, and I think they're doing a fine job. But I also know that people talk to me about other people that they like to see in those seats, and seek my advice about it. And I only have two pieces of advice. Go have audience with them, whoever it is that them is. Go have audience with them, or that's not your thing, then mount your campaign. I'm not a kingmaker. You don't need my blessing. I don't got a dog in no fight, except I want good representation. I want people who care about what they're doing to legislate on my behalf. I need that. I need that promise that you would do everything in your power to legislate on our behalf in a fine, upstanding, reputable way. Right? That's it. But beyond that, I'm not sweating that stuff. So say whatever you want. You can run around and say, I'm telling you, you could go and say, well, this is what Babz said about this. I said it. I'm saying this. I'm for anybody who wants to run for office. Listen, that's just what it is. And we may not like them that are running. You might not like them. Cast your vote accordingly. Cast your vote accordingly. And do your part. If you want to keep people in office, and that requires everybody to do their part. Not just the candidates, but the citizens too. They got to do their part. You got to get out to vote, and you got to get other people out to vote. If you live in a block, get everybody in your block to vote. just remind people. Even if you're one of these people like, I don't like to talk to people like that. And then, I don't. I was like, listen, just remind people. Just remind people when passing. I do it all the time. I did it all the time on the street. I'm like, did you vote today? Don't forget to vote. Where we vote? Oh, where you've been voting for the last 40 years over there at Lincoln Bassett School. Go over there and vote. That's the part. I feel better when I do that. Is it enough? Probably not. But that's my commitment to it. I'm going to tell people, vote. Go vote. Go vote. And I'm gonna use everything I have in me to tell you to vote. I don't care if I gotta guilt you. I don't care if I gotta shame you. I'm gonna do all of it, because this is too precious. Voting is too precious. And we gotta hold that. Listen, let me tell you something. This is the thing that I want people to understand. 8,000 people determine the mayor in this city. 8,000. Now we're a city of what? 140,000, 130,000, 150,000. However, 100,000 people. 8,000 people determine who's in office in this city. Now, when you think about that, it sounds crazy as hell. You're like, what? Yes, 8,000 people. That's how many people vote in this city. On a good time, in a good year, right? Maybe 10,000, 11,000 on a good year, when there's like a whole bunch of elections and it's sexy. 8,000 people determine. So that means there are people who are not voting. For whatever reason, they're not voting. How do we inspire them to vote? How do we get them out? How do we get them out? We got to get them out. You got to vote. You cannot grumble and gripe and do nothing. Walk your asses to the poll and cast your ballot to the best of your ability. No, you're not going to have all the tools in front of you to whatever, but you'll have enough information in front of you. Because these people knock on your damn doors, they leave you pamphlets, they doorknob hangers. I mean, that's enough. You could talk to your neighbors. Well, what do you think of so-and-so? What do you think of so-and-so? And it can't be like, oh, I saw her in the grocery store and she didn't speak to me. That's crap. I don't want to hear that kind of mess. And I shut that down when people start that. Well, she thinks she's stuck up. She thinks she's We're not doing that. That's playground stuff. No, because you don't know what people are dealing with. When you see them in the store, they are on their phones. They are trying to do stuff. They are trying to get groceries. There's so many things that happens in the. I know how I am when I'm out and people see me and they're like, "Oh, I saw you, Babz. You didn't say hi." Hell, I probably didn't see you. I'll speak to you if I saw you, but I'm probably in my mind, I'm like, okay, I gotta get over here, I gotta get over there. I'm gonna get on my phone, I'm gonna get my calendar, I gotta talk to this person, I gotta do that, I gotta get to studying. It's 50 minutes, and I got 4 kids. And I'm not even elected to nothing. So I know how petty people could be about. I remember when people were saying that about Toni Harper. They was like, oh, I saw her in the grocery store, she didn't speak. Who she thinks she is? She thinks she is a woman trying to get some damn groceries. The mayor ain't Beyonce. The mayor's the mayor. Why did you speak? Why did you go up to her and say, hey, Mayor Harp, how you doing? Instead of assuming that she's just playing at your level. Because that's what you're doing. You playing at some gutter, low life level. When you, oh, gee, speak to me. Every time I saw her, she had this look on her face. Are you kidding me? That's how we choosing? You make better decisions when you vote for American Idols. You get all up into it when you vote for American Idols. Come on, people. The vote is sacred. You got to use it. We're going to lose it. Swear to God, there are forces right now who are doing everything in their power, everything under the sun, to snatch your ability to exercise your right to vote, to snatch it from you, getting rid of, throwing people off voting rolls, gerrymandering, all the things that they're doing. And we cannot sit by and just like, oh, well, they're going to do what they're going to do. I hate when people say that. I hate that more than anything. Well, they're going to do what they want to do anyway. No, you the people. We the people. We are the people. We get to say, oh, it's not going what you're going to do today. What you're not going to do today is steal our vote. And we got to stand up for that. 8,000 people determine the mayor in the city. 8,000. Is that acceptable? No. Not when we got so many people registered to vote. So we can register people to vote, we got to get people to the vote. We got to invite them to the vote. You know, whatever gimmicks we need, whatever it is we need, you know, we need to do that, because this is too critical and too important at every level. But all politics is local. So you got to start in your local election. Who represents you at the city level, town level? Who represents you at the state level? This is important, because when they talk about allocation of resources, you want to make sure that whoever represents you has the ability to get in there and make sure they fight for the resources for this city. And the people in Hamden and the people in West Haven and all the other people too. You know what I mean? Like, the people in Greenwich, their representatives got to fight for them too. Somebody's got to send somebody into the arena. We want to send the best and the brightest and the most equipped into the arena to fight for us. And that's what it is, it's a fight. And sometimes it's friendly. Sometimes it's friendly, like, okay, we could all Democrats and Republicans get along alike. And you know, but most times Republicans don't like to serve nothing. No shade to the Democrats, but all shade to no shade to the Republicans, but all shade to the Republicans. They don't want nothing. They want small government. You know what small government is? Small government is long lines at Social Security, at DMV, and all the places that we want to be fast at. It's going to be slower. Mail, post office, all the things. Smaller government means you don't have nobody answering the phone. You can't get your phone answered. You can't get answers to the questions that you want. That's what small government is. Don't be stupid. You know, when you go to the grocery store and there's like one checkout, that's small government. When they got 20 checkout stations and they got 2 people working, that's small government. You don't want that. You want 20 cashiers working so that you can get in and out of there with the quickness. And now they got, you know, they've got this model now where they have less checkout and more personal checkout where you do it yourself. And you not getting no discount for checking out your groceries yourself. You still paying the high ass groceries for checking out yourself. So I say this to say, you don't want small government. What you want is an efficient government. However many people it takes to run the government, that's what you need. I don't want to hear small government for the sake of small government. That makes no damn sense. Because let me tell you something. Nobody says small houses. These people who are touting this small government, they don't live in small houses. None of them living in tiny houses. None of them. Okay, I got to go. I'm on my way out. I done said enough. So I'm just saying, I love politics. I have political friends. I like what they're doing. I support them. But I'm always going to tell people, run against them if you feel so inclined. They'll take you on. They'll take the fight on because they know how to fight. That's it. That's it. If you don't think the person is doing a great job, you either go have an audience with them or you go take up a charge and mount a campaign. That's it. That you got 2 options. Or the third option is shut up and just keep whining. That's your third option. You know. So I'll be back tomorrow.
Hi, this is Babz Rawls-Ivy from New Haven, Connecticut, and you're listening to WNHHLP 103.5 FM, streaming live at newhavenindependent.org.